are going to talk about lab testing, how to order it, and how the process works. So you will find a list of all the labs that we can order for you. If there's something that's not on this list that you're really wanting to order, you can definitely reach out to support at healingjourneyservices.com with the lab request, and we will see if we can get it for you. Sometimes even if we can get the lab, we may not be trained on how to interpret the lab, so we'll have to have a discussion based on what you want. But there's a pretty comprehensive list of amazing tests that are going to allow you to do a much deeper dive into what's going on with your health. So the first step is to look at which lab test or lab tests you would like to purchase and then make that purchase. So you can click on the Order Now button. It will bring you to a system that will allow you to make that purchase. Once you've made that purchase, it's going to be unrefundable unless for some reason we cannot access that lab based on where you live in the world. And so when you've made that purchase, within a week of making that purchase, we're going to ship you out that test kit. So we do our mailings once a week here at Healing Journey Services. And so depending on when you order, you may get it a little bit faster or it may take a little bit longer depending on when our shipping day is. But we are going to do our best to ship that out to you as soon as possible. It can take a couple of weeks to get to you depending on where you live in the world and depending on whether it's coming directly from us or we're having it shipped directly from the lab. So certain test kits are actually shipped directly to you from the lab and others are shipped from us. Once you get the test kit, you're going to want to do a very careful read of the instructions. So I've also created video, and for some labs, I've added additional testing instructions. So you want to make sure you're well aware of that because for certain tests, you need to avoid different things before you do the test. Otherwise, it's going to throw off the test results. So feel free to email us again at support@healingjourneyservices.com if you have any questions or you need some clarification around the testing instructions, but I've tried to be pretty thorough. So for each test, you're gonna see the testing instruction videos, and for certain tests, the videos aren't there, so just follow the instructions that come with the test kit. Then you're going to do a good job of filling out the intake form within the test kit. And so different labs require different information. Some of it may be partially filled out for you because there's some information that I need to fill out. And for certain tests, I provided a sample of exactly how to fill that out. The most challenging piece can definitely be filling out the customs form. So I've done my best to provide a sample for you, but again, feel free to either ask myself or the person that ships around, how to fill out the form, or if it's like a FedEx, how to fill that out. I've provided some samples of that as well, but don't worry if you can't figure it out, you can either ask myself or FedEx, so try not to stress out about this. Again, depending on where you are in the world, the shipping instructions are going to be a little bit different. Another major component of ordering tests is going to be completing an intake for me. So if you haven't already filled out an intake, we're going to be sending this to you, and we ask that you are as detailed as possible on this intake because all of the information we're gathering is really going to help guide us on how to make you a really appropriate protocol. So it's really important to talk about any formal diagnoses, any medication you're using, as well as any supplements that you might be using, A, and B, supplements that you might be reactive to. Because if you're reactive to a supplement, then I'm going to want to do my best to make sure I'm not recommending that supplement to you. So you need to be as detailed as possible in this intake, and it most definitely is an essential component. I know the intake can be a bit long, but this is because we want to provide you with the best care and the best protocol possible. Also, with any supplements we recommend, if you're on medication, we do recommend that you run the supplements by your doctor just to make sure that it's not interacting with the medication. We do our best to check this out, but again, it's up to you to follow up with your doctor to make sure that the supplements you are taking aren't interacting with your medication, just because we're not trained in how to use medication, and so this is not something that we can guarantee for you. Okay, so when you submit your test kit, then it's going to be sent to the lab and the lab is going to process it. Lab processing times vary, and I've provided for you below some general recommendations on lab processing times, but these will change sometimes depending on how busy the lab is. So for certain labs, they have seasons of busyness. So if you send in your test kit when they're busy or when they're having trouble with their machines, it might take a little bit longer than normal to get that test kit back. The other thing I wanted to let you know is that for certain lab tests, we use a third-party provider. So you may call up the lab directly and see that your test results are there, but you haven't received them from us. And that's because there's a bit of a delay from when the test results come in and when they are sent to the third-party provider, and then when I receive them. So just expect that delay, and don't worry, you are going to get your test results. So we do our best to give you the test results as soon as we get them. We aim for about 72 hours to have those test results uploaded into your Practice Better account. That's 72 business hours. So you'll find it under your Practice Better account in the documents section, and you should be receiving an email alert when those results are there. So from the time those results are uploaded, there's about a 2-week lag to when you're going to be receiving your protocol. And that's because, you know, we're busy as well, and we have a lot of things to juggle, and we can't predict when those test results are going to come back. And so we like to give us a bit of time to make sure you're getting the best protocol possible. Okay, so be patient with that. A protocol will come. So the protocol is going to be uploaded again into the document section of Practice Better. And if you have any questions about the protocol, then the group is definitely the place to ask them. So in this group, you can ask any questions that you have about the protocol, about supplements, about things that don't make sense to you.